3.
All right, are we live? Is this thing going?
Live. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, we have some real faces to show. Live, we're real human beings. We're fully doxxed. Voila, check it out. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody on chat. We got 18 watching right now. But yeah, we should probably like chill for a few minutes. Like, typically, folks roll in like within first 10 minutes or so. What's up, Matt Coy? Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, so everybody, hello. Check out. Well, we're doing a little bit things a bit different today with this DAO Hall because actually the amount of people attending the DAO Hall is starting to grow and grow. So actually you have to scale past Discord. Discord has a number of features, or rather restrictions, where we can't share screen for everybody, can't do video. So we're switching over to StreamYard, where we'll be able to broadcast all the stuff that we're doing, and it'll instantly save the recordings for YouTube Live, etc. So if you want to follow along on the agenda, I'm actually going to post. So one thing, definitely tune into YouTube. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post it on the YouTube chat. We're going to pay attention. Our moderators are keeping track of everything, and we'll elevate it on here and bring it on stage. If we have any DAO core team members that want to come up on stage, check the link on Slack and jump onto StreamYard so you can hang out with us. If there's anybody that wants to like be a part of the conversation that's a co-owner of the DAO, if you have a Pog Pack, you're welcome to join on stage as well. So just post on Discord and tag us, and we'll make sure to DM you the link. We can have, I think, 10 maximum on stage at a time in StreamYard. So we've still got room for about 5 more people if anyone wants to join us. All right. So I posted. So if you're on YouTube now, you can actually check out the link to our agenda page. It's on Notion. Can you guys see my screen okay? Is that coming through all right? All right. Cool. Thank you, Jeff. All right. So for today, as you all know, we record all of our DAO halls, and it's there for the public record. So if you ever need to catch up, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like and comment. It helps with the algorithm, and it's really important for us to continue to grow. And you can catch up on all the fun things. And today is going to be a very important spotlight for Mr. Jeff Shearer. So, we always try to elevate, different members of the DAO to have you get to know them and kind of build trust in the team that's actually building this whole protocol, this DAO, this whole experience. So I'd love to give Jeff a spotlight and an opportunity to, talk about himself and his background. So Jeff, why don't you tell us about yourself? Oh, you're so muted.
There we go. Hey, everybody. Hey, I'm Jeff Shearer. I recently joined Proof of Good DAO in Leyline in December of 2021. A little bit about myself. So I work in a marketing capacity with Proof of Good DAO, and a little bit about my past. I kind of began my philanthropic work working for the mayor's office in the city of Rochester under Robert Duffy before he became lieutenant governor. Working on their literacy movement to improve the rate of literacy for at-risk youth, and really kind of learned the impact of, people reaching out and people helping people. It's been a phenomenal ride since then. After my time there, I moved to New York City for work with Rockefeller University, where I spent 5 years working alongside Nobel laureate scientists trying to figure out the solution to a lot of the world's health crises with specific diseases, I should say. Truly inspiring work, and really, if you're familiar with CRISPR, got to work alongside Jennifer Doudna and, just really people that were compelled about helping the human condition. However, my time there after 5 years came to a close when I moved into the finance sector using my experience in digital strategy and marketing for those that necessarily didn't want to be marketed for or had difficult compliance-wise marketing themselves. So I spent some time in traditional finance and then moved over to crypto in 2017, where I've since launched over 30 token generation events, raised over 125 million for retail investors, along with much more from the business development, investor relations, and investor side. And so having worked in the kind of cutthroat industry of crypto for what is nigh on half of the entire history of the crypto industry, Leyline and Proof of Good are such a breath of fresh air. I'm happy to be back in the nonprofit space. Proof of Good and Leyline are the first companies that I've worked in nonprofit within crypto, and I'm just happy to be here. These meetings and the work that we're doing are so refreshing and really the best part of my day. It's been quite a long time since I've woke up happy to go to work. And everybody that you see on this call and those that are paying attention, you guys are all part of it. So I'm happy to be a co-owner of the DAO and elevate anybody that wants to learn more about marketing in crypto, NFTs, DeFi, and philanthropy. We're looking for highly motivated and engaged people. So I guess I'll kind of leave it there. Oh, in my free time, I play 10 instruments. Piano, harmonica, banjo, guitar, trumpet. I'm working on clarinets, a few others. I play all of them with mediocrity at best. I'm a big bookbinding guy. I like to make my own books. I don't like to write anything in them, but I like to make a beautiful piece of art for others to create their art on top of. I also find joy in walking this pit bull 2 neighborhoods over, who goes on hikes with me in the woods because his owners are a little bit older and can't give him the activity that he needs to tire himself out. And I work with a 501c3 in New York City that is oriented around getting children costumes for parties, birthdays, Halloween, that we do a couple of events a year and give out costumes for free for keepsies, no give backsies. And that's something that brings me joy because I get to, hand out costumes to kids. So what couldn't be fun about that? So thank you for letting me introduce myself. Thank you to everybody who's shown up today and shows up every day for the Proof of Good DAO. Let's go.
All right, fantastic. Jeff, I didn't realize you were such a musician. That's awesome. We should, I think we're probably going to want to get some musical performances get going on. It's going to be really interesting.
We're going to play Hot Cross Buns. I'm your guy.
Yes, and Beethoven's Fifth. We can kind of mix it in. All right. Okay, cool. So what I'll do, so Jeff, thank you. And, it's really amazing to have you on the team. Love the energy and love the vibe. Jeff is going to be our co-host for today to help us, dig into our brand workshop. So that's going to be like our big focus after we get through the updates. Will, our normal co-host, is actually over at ETH Denver networking and schmoozing and making connections. So he won't be able to make it for today. Okay, so quick project updates. So there's a lot happening, guys. Like we are moving pretty fast and there's momentum everywhere. In fact, if you guys want to keep track of things, I am going to start working on publishing project updates each week on our blog. So if you go to proofofgood.io, you can see a link to our blog over here, which is on mirror.xyz. We are trying to go Web3 with our content production. So you can actually see all the details around the progress that we're making. So community updates, partnerships, investors, just overall growth and traction, development updates. So you can kind of keep track of everything here. I don't know if there's an easy way to subscribe just yet to Mirror.xyz, but we're working on it. But yeah, if you ever want to keep track of stuff, you can certainly visit our blog over at proofofgood.io. So yeah, anyway, the announcements I wanted to highlight, what's been really amazing is that we're just like constantly racking up more and more proof of good oracles popping in to sign on to be a part of the protocol. So some of the latest that we've got joining in are Habit Nest, Open Grants.io, Astromojis, and Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization. So what's really nice about this, not only are they going to get B oracles, and then through their activities, people can choose to participate, volunteer, and donate and earn good points, but they're also creating these additional perks and compatibility for our NFTs and their NFTs. So one example is with Habit Nest, they're actually developing a mobile-based learn-to-earn app. So as you're developing your good habits, you'll be earning your good points and getting rewards on top of their reward system. But the POG packs that you own will have compatibility and will unlock additional access to features within their app. And vice versa, all of the Habit Nest users will have benefits within a Proof of Good DAO. So this is very much the approach we're taking to partnerships, which is it's not just about only recording the good points, but it's also creating utility and function and then giving you even more value for the NFTs that you use. Similar with Astromode, so Open Grants is actually creating grant programs and connecting grant writers, and particularly focusing on impoverished communities and communities that are in desperate need of finance that are often overlooked by typical venture capital. Astromojis is an NFT project that is focused on mental health. And so they're conducting mental health workshops. They have professionals that are providing services. They're doing festivals. And for every NFT owner of Astromojis, you're actually provided a workshop with a mental health professional. So again, mental health is a key category of good within our protocol. So we're going to reward everybody there. And then finally, we have Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization that's focused on creating entrepreneurship opportunities for women, particularly those that are in struggling areas. So yeah, these are just 4 of additional oracles that are popping in, and it is racking up like crazy. I think I'm kind of like drowning right now because there's so many opportunities coming in. So we're trying to figure out how to balance it all. So anyway, I just wanted to share exciting news. Stay tuned for further announcements. And ultimately, the way we're going to surface this is all of these oracles will be featured on the Proof of Good website. So as we continue developing out the platform and launching a protocol, we'll basically have a section here for earn good points. And then as you're earning good points, we have this selection and this menu of nonprofits, charities, and DAOs that you could participate in. So really you have a lot of choice around how you want to earn your good. So the process through which we do that is actually going to be through our discourse forums and then also through our snapshot governance voting. So I'll walk through that in a little bit. Hey, Natalie, thank you for the question. Oracles are specific to the Proof of Good protocol. So in our white paper, we basically designed how does this protocol function? So one key piece of this whole ecosystem is that we basically onboard and connect with any charity, social impact organization, NGO, academic institution, or social impact DAO. And all of these organizations are doing, incredible operations on the ground and helping people. So what we're essentially partnering with them to say, here's the protocol. People will earn good points for volunteering or donating or being part of your cause. We'll drop NFTs and POAPs and rewards, and then drop good tokens where they're earning money respective to the good that they do. So our focus here is we're creating this network where we're supercharging these charities and nonprofits and DAOs at no cost to them because the money is based off of the revenue we generate to the DAO treasury. So that's essentially what the Oracle is. And if you'd like to dig in and learn more, I highly recommend checking out the white paper, which is on our website. So you just go to proofofgood.io, click on the white paper, and you'll be able to dig into all the details around how proof of good oracles work, how the reward system functions, how the treasury is managed. So if you jump into the proof of good specifications here, boom, then you can learn all about what are proof of good oracles. All right, but thank you for the question. Glad I popped that. Or thank you for popping it up, Jeff. So related to that, as part of this process, now the great thing is we've got all these contracts signed, and we have these partnerships lined up. The mechanism through which we make it official is actually everybody that's going to be an Oracle should be approved by the DAO. So that's where all of you guys come in, and your ownership of DAO, your ownership of NFTs allows you to vote. So the first stage is we're going to be proposing all these oracles through our discourse forums. So if you go to discourse.proofofgood.io, you can see under the proposal section that there is going to be a number of different proposals and ideas, and most of it will be Oracle nominations, but it could be literally anything that you guys think we need to change as an operation, as a group, as a company, as a DAO. Feel free to plug in and be a part of the conversation and share your ideas. There's no bad ideas. I think we just want to make sure there's like good conversation and deliberation. As things get more support and commentary, and you feel like there's some alignment in terms of what you're proposing, then you actually move over to Snapshot. And Snapshot is the official mechanism through which we make the proposal and then vote for it. So you could theoretically start with Snapshot if you want, if you're very confident that the proposal you're going to have is going to pass. But in general, what the best practice is if you're going to put a proposal into Snapshot, make sure there's also a corresponding discourse forum, because on Snapshot, you can't really leave comments or make edits to it. So it's nice to have a good companion to that where people can actually deliberate in a structured way. So what I wanted to call out is there are a number of existing POG Oracle nominations. One way to signal if you're in support of that is please do create an account on Discourse. It's quite easy. You can actually just use Discourse. I mean, you can use Discord if you want. Actually, let me even just like demonstrate that for you guys. So it is a separate account that you do have to create. But one of the easier ways is just log in with Discord if you don't want to use your email. So since most of you are on Discord anyway, it actually could work out kind of nicely. So yeah, you just authorize here, and then you can participate and leave comments, like specific proposals. So what we're at today, we have a couple of proposals that are now live. So I think it's going to expire in 14 hours and 10 hours here. So our first Oracle nomination is Leyline, and here's what's really cool. We've got 57 votes already approving it, which is fantastic. So thank you, everybody that's participated. The quorum to pass it is 30 votes, so we're doing pretty good there. And you can actually see everybody that has participated. Each of the people here is a POG pack owner. So some people own 2 POG packs, 3 POG packs, 1 POG packs. And yeah, so it's working. So thank you, everybody. This is it's super exciting to see that governance can actually work and it's real. So please do come and participate in Snapshot and be a part of history. And hopefully you've all been claiming your POG packs too. But yeah, so just to note, when we submit a proposal, so I actually submitted 3 additional proposals today. There is a delay because we don't want like proposals just to get thrown in and people just start voting right away and kind of game the system. So it kind of forces us to think about it and deliberate on the forums. But I've essentially posted up 2 additional Oracle nominations. More will follow as we continue signing these contracts. And then we also have our formal proposal for rewarding good points for the DAO governance. So again, as you participate in Snapshot, we will reward you with good points. And basically, each vote will get you 10 good points. Each proposal submitted will have 50 good points, but you have to have 25 votes. And then if it gets approved, you get 250 good points. So we're just incentivizing participating in governance. So So yeah, there it is, Snapshot. Please join us. This Snapshot is also like very, very, very easy to use. And essentially, the way you connect there is actually purely through your Web3 wallet. So just use your MetaMask account. So when you connect your wallet, you can basically see all of the different DAOs that you're connected to on the left-hand side. So it is kind of like Discord in a way you have multiple servers there. And once you're connected, we'll automatically be able to tell if you have the POG pack in your wallet. So just make sure you're connecting with the same wallet where you have your NFTs, and then boom, you'll be able to propose and vote.
I got a question about that, actually.
Yeah, sure, Jeff.
There are a number of people that are on the call, I believe, that also have maybe more than one POG pack. Either they're a partner or they have accumulated over 1,000 good points, or any 5 POAPs, or some of the other ways, or are a core team member, and they have multiple votes. Is there a way that for those that want to participate and want to vote, to only vote with one of their multiple votes from within the same wallet?
Ooh, man, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to. I think Philip will probably know the answer to that. Okay, Philip, I know, is in the YouTube chat, so he may be able to answer. Philip, I don't know if you want to jump onto StreamYard and help tackle that question. You'll save my life. So, but yeah, we'll get to that answer, Jeff, soon enough. I personally don't know. I think there's probably ways to configure that. I mean, actually, if you guys want to check it out, yeah, let me explain how Snapshot works. It's kind of cool. So if you go into the settings, here is the way that we're able to set up that particular requirement. So here we have the contract address for our tokens and essentially the symbol. So we're able to detect the amount of tokens you have, which are those NFTs. But I don't know if we can specify the numbers that you can do. But what I think is going to happen is we're definitely going to be maturing the rules and the benefits and rewards through which we are going to enable voting and governance. It's going to start to get much more complex and much more sophisticated. At that stage, we'll probably migrate away from Snapshot, because Snapshot is like kind of this free, very simple, easy to use tool that we can spin up very quickly. So it's kind of like our test ground, but we're going to start to develop a much more robust governance system that has a much more sophisticated set of rules. And one of the reasons why we're going to want to do that is, this whole scenario where, the more NFTs you have, the more votes you have, could be problematic, because we don't necessarily want just people that could just buy up all the votes to have all the voting power. What we're going to want to do is actually increase people's proportional voting power relative to the good that they do. So the more good points you get, the more activities you do, the more POAPs you have. That's demonstrating credibility, reputation, and showing that, yeah, someone legitimately is like working on this stuff and like earning the way there. That to me is how we want to proportionally grant more votes and rewards. So that'll be stuff that we really develop coming like in the future. But anyway, TBD is the best answer.
We had a quick interjection. So we had some feedback from Philip, who's watching alongside. He can't join right now, but that's right. He said, well, currently you can't split your tokens, but you can change your mind within the voting period, yay or nay. And then last comment here, say you voted yes, but you can change that to no by re-voting, but it has to be within the voting period, of course, right?
There you go. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate it.
Answered.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, please do, everybody. We would love to have you participate. And you know what? If you aren't going to do it now, hopefully the good points incentive will, let you pay attention and click through. All right. So yeah, again, just a public service announcement. Our POG packs are ready to claim, everybody. So there are many ways to actually get your Genesis pack. And I really want to reinforce this. Our Genesis packs, the model we're using here in terms of value and scarcity, is very similar to CyberKong's Genesis packs and a few other NFT projects. And you could just check out those projects on OpenSea and see the prices that these are going for. These Genesis packs are highly, highly valuable because they're only 500 going to be made. It's going to have regular token drops for you proportional to the good that you do. And it'll have exclusive access and exclusive benefits and perks. So they're free, $0 and 0 minting costs. The way you will get it is on proofofgood.io. So claim your pack here. I think we have 315 have been claimed so far. So we only have 185 left, and we've kind of started to fill up already on a good list. So it's going to be a first come, first serve. You could still grab it by having 5 POAPs or being a volunteer or a team member, be an alpha tester for Leyline, or be a donor or one of our partners. So you can, and yeah, Abe, I saw your question there. No, you can't get 2 for having 10 POAPs, but we are working on a reward system for collecting POAPs. So stay tuned for that. We haven't figured out exactly what that's going to be, but we totally want to create benefits for members that are just like constantly attending. Honestly, I got some crazy ideas on what to do with POAPs, because eventually we're going to gamify all this stuff. So maybe the POAPs like turn into like bullets that we like throw at each other in our PvP game or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Don't quote me on that. I know I'm on record, but just kind of shooting shit. All right. Any other questions I might have missed there? There's a lot coming through. Oh, how many POG packs are left in each category in alpha testers? Ooh, I actually don't know the exact number there. I'm not sure if an engineer can share. But at the moment, each of the categories have not yet fully been claimed yet. We actually have a bit of flexibility. We could shift some of the allocations if we deem it necessary. Because right now we've over allocated a little bit to teams and volunteers. We're not that big of a team yet, or don't have that many volunteers. So I don't know if we kind of close that out at a certain time frame. Well, actually, we do want to close it out because we want to get all 500 distributed, because after we have the 500 distributed, we'll then launch our next NFT set. So each will have like a regular set of membership NFTs that we launch over time. So, but first priority is let's get the Genesis packs out and then establish our co-owners, and then we'll provide the next set, which won't have as many benefits, but it'll still be badass. That's the play. All right. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over to Jeff now. Oh, sorry, there's a question from Renato. Is there a benchmark to define the number of good points some activities should be valued? 250 good points for an approved proposal is a lot, or is it too few? Oh, yeah, this is an excellent question. And a lot of this we're going to have to end up learning, because what will happen is that we're going to be onboarding so many additional oracles with their respective activities. And there is a value judgment we'll have to make around the proportional amount of points that we give to a certain activity. And this is going to be up for debate and discussion. And again, this is why it's super important that we have a discourse forum, so that if someone has a recommendation or strong feeling about it, or has to pull the numbers, you can literally just put a proposal in and say, we should probably throttle down the good points. One of the key factors that we're building up that skill set internal to the team and are going to be recruiting for very soon is focusing on the entire economics and tokenomics. So there are many different currencies that we're creating here. There's the good points, which is the ERC20 token. There's the good coins, which is the actual cryptocurrency. And then there's what is like the spend rate, what's the acquisition rate, what's the growth rate of the usage here. We have to build a lot of these mathematical models to predict the scalability and sustainability of it. Because the data isn't live yet, we can create a bunch of like hypotheses, but we actually really need to see the activity and start to measure that, and then see the right patterns, so that we can start to recommend, okay, we should throttle down this area, or this or increase in this area. So it's going to be a lot of evolution and change over time. And we have to just be very vigilant and monitor that. And this is the kind of stuff that, a lot of our teams in the past have, operated with like data science teams that are just constantly analyzing the trends and looking at throughput. And we are also aiming to bring in a number of different universities and academic institutions to create some research projects around this. So how do you help us build an ethical framework? And we'll have a research grant, we'll have some PhDs, some students to help us analyze this stuff. And then they'll be able to publish these papers and participate in governance. So those are kind of the ways we're trying to address the amount of points granted. But yeah, all of you as co-owners will have a say in all of it. All right. Oof, I was talking a lot, and I think there's a lot of questions that came in. Anything we should highlight there, Jeff?
Actually, Philippe is answering a number of them. So if our POG is sold to others, which is not a member in Leyline or POG, will he or she be able to become a partner and gain what, gain what drop we have coming soon? And Philippe is answering really, really rigorously. He's in there typing, answering all these. Again, these the tokenomics are still being evolved, and as a co-owner of the DAO, this is where you get to vote on. Well, I don't necessarily agree with the quadratic approach, or maybe I agree with the more modern approach, right? Something new that's to the DAO. All of this is going to be come out and fleshed out throughout the proposal process, and within the core team and within the governors.
All right, fantastic. And yeah, I saw that question rate in, and yeah, the answer is basically owning that POG pack is what's going to grant you the access and the reward. So if you end up selling it, then you will no longer have those privileges, and vice versa. You're now going to grant those privileges whenever you transfer that POG pack. So it is going to be a very good idea to hold at least one. I think that was actually a really good moment where we're still kicking off, we're still getting started, we're just building this movement and the momentum. So it actually is kind of a nice flipping opportunity, I have to say, where people are going to underprice it or like have a low selling price, so you could probably collect a bit. Or if you're in need of some liquidity, you could post it up and someone might buy it. But eventually, as we really grow this community and the user base, this is going to get more and more scarce. So I'd probably keep your eye on which forever pack you want to keep. And then, the rest you can kind of trade and flip as you see fit. All right, cool. All right, great. There's great interactions and questions. We didn't lose everybody by going to YouTube, Jeff. I'm so happy. All right, I'm going to switch to avatar mode now because we're going to go into the workshop. But yeah, looking good. We have 51 watching live now, which is nice. All right, Jeff, do you want to take it over for the brand workshop?
Yes, I do. Let's see. Okay, so we are going to be hosting this. Let me turn my camera back on. We're going to be doing this brand workshop, which is a follow-up to the previous brand workshop on the Miro board. If you don't have Miro, please click the link that we have shared over on Discord and join us. I could probably drop this link here for you all as well. Just give me one moment. And thank you so much for everybody who's previously participated in the brand workshop. Normally these take place over a couple hours or so, but we're gonna blast right through this with respect to time. And this is a follow-up to everybody who graciously participated in the initial brand workshop. So if we want to go down to the sub category, kind of number 2 down here, the second number 2. Yep. And we can just go one. We can start right at the beginning and we'll just walk our way through that. Thank you so much for driving, Jeremy. Okay. So introductions, right? This is, we want to know who's participating. Please take some time if you're on the Miro board to join the Miro board. You may have to create an account if you don't have already, and you have the link in the YouTube comments as well as Discord, I believe, at this point to be able to do so. Go ahead in there, follow the instructions, and drop your favorite NFT, your contact information, if you're comfortable doing so. with respect to time, we're gonna continue right over to number 3. And if we could just zoom in there really quick, this is the results of the previous brand messaging workshop. Insofar as we identified what words and values were really closest to proof of good. And we sourced this from the proof of a good DAO that existed during the current workshop, or during that workshop. And you can see from left to right what was the most popular, what had the most check marks and agreement, what kind of came in middle of the pack, and what also had some votes. And you can also see where the red check marks are, as denoted by the red stickies. You can please use this as we move on to the next section, which is going to be the beginning of the brand workshop. So as you'll see in this portion of the brand workshop on the Miro board, I see we got all sorts of people in here. Wow. Okay, great. Please, we're looking for everybody that we can. So if I can just really quickly just talk about this. So what we're going to be doing in this brand workshop is an extension of the first brand workshop. And we're going to be spending our time tonight on what is our product. Also, devising a mission statement. What is a vision statement? What are the key messages? And what are the sound bites? The key messages and the sound bites are a lot more fun than probably the product and the mission statement and the vision statement portion of this workshop. However, we have a lot of work to do, and so we got to kind of pull through these. So if you want to, everybody focus in on the brand workshop number 2. You can see what is product, right? The examples given in number 4 and the brand workshop number 2. What is product? I see a lot of people floating to see what's going on over there in the values. That's great also. The examples that are given are all from the core team of Proof of Good DAO, but that is only from the core team. We don't have a representative sample here. So please let's spend 2 minutes for everybody that's right here, looking through some of the examples, and then drop your own what is the Proof of Good product right down here. And we'll take 2 minutes to do this really quickly.
And Jeff, while folks are jumping in, we may not have a ton of time to get through all of these. We just focus mostly on the product mission statement, maybe? What are you thinking? What's your thought?
Well, sure. I think one of the easier ways that we can sorry, that's not helpful. What we can do is let's take 6 minutes instead, and everybody go through each separate slide of brand workshop number 2. Read the examples that we have listed. Read the description of what a mission statement is, and please add in all of your own, because this is going to turn into the brand, and we need a representative sample.
All right, this is gonna be a really fun experiment, I have to say.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, for folks that are brand new to Miro, it is a kind of a funky whiteboarding tool. So I see we've got about 12 people on, which is great. But essentially, the way to actually post a note here, you'll click the arrow and then select the post-it and just copy and paste, like Control-C, Control-V, and then just type in whatever it is you want. So that'll be the easy way if you guys want to participate in all this. So yeah, there's a lot on this page here. So the key is really zooming in to this section over here, over at Proof of Good DAO Hall. And it looks like we have some people adding themselves there, which is great. But the focus is going to be in section 4 here. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. In fact, we can delete section 5. That's not a thing.
Okay.
So
right.
we got 15 people on, and I did hear some feedback from the audience that people have view-only access. Is that correct, or is everybody that is able to?
Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can adjust permissions here. We're going to turn it public, I think, for this session, and then we'll close it out afterwards. So, oh, I think only you may be able to do that, Jeff, if you created the board.
I think this might be a restriction on our subscription to Miro.
Oh no, I think maybe because you're on the I don't know if you're on like the core team. Shoot. Okay, I could recreate it. Hang on, let me see here. Share settings. Okay. Nope, that's not going to do it. Okay. Whew. All right. I could do something very quickly here. It's going to be an on-the-fly surgery. We're going to copy this, and then I'll have to recreate it so I can set the permissions, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay, so we're going to be asking people to drop and run a new board?
I think so, unfortunately.
Okay. No problem. I'll copy over from the previous board, and we'll drop the Miro link in the chat and on Discord as soon as it's created.
All right. Okay. Well, you're going to let's see here. What's the name of this board again? DAO messaging.
DAO brand messaging.
Oh, it's not showing up either. Okay, I'm just going to create something fresh, and I'm just going to copy and paste what you got here.
Brilliant.
Okay. Well, anyway, you guys get to see a nice little tour of Miro. I'm going to copy all that. Blah blah blah.
And, you know, who coined the phrase? Was it Nico? We're building the ship or building the plane as we fly it, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty standard practice, I think, in crypto. But you know, these are good problems to have with scalability, which is why we're testing out alternate systems. Love to hear your feedback on StreamYard. Obviously, it doesn't allow the same level of voice chat. We've considered Zoom while Jeremy's creating this. We've considered Zoom as well, but Zoom doesn't really have the same interactivity that we can see here. And where will we be without the Skeleton King at Disneyland listening?
All right. Okay, so
Zombie Army. Hi.
I think I have successfully created the new board, and it should be open to the public now. So the new link for everybody is I posted it on the YouTube channel, and I'm posting it on our Discord channel as well. So everybody,
okay, that's Anthony. Sorry about that, Anthony. That's yours. Right.
Oh, it's you, Gibby. Yeah, man, give credit where it's due. All right, cool. So now this should work. So everybody close the previous Miro board. You could jump out of that one. And then let us get cracking on the new version here.
Perfect. And can you drop that in? I'm not sure I see it in YouTube up in the comments yet.
Oh, it's not on comment? Yeah, I'm gonna repost it again.
And I think some people are asking if you could zoom in also once we're created.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, there's so many comments to keep track of. I'm like so lost right now. And I'm just trying to set it up here to get the borders in place. And all right, how's that looking for you guys? Are you able to now edit stuff? And hopefully you don't destroy everything while we're at it. Okay, I see we got 5 people on now, which is good. Kate, Mike, Paul. Welcome to Miro.
Okay. Let's see.
All right, how are we looking, Jeff?
Pretty good. Didn't see. Okay, that should be a new link. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. So, okay. So small hiccup with respect to time. We got about 13 minutes, and we do want to have some time to go through this, but that might be delayed until next week. So let's see what we can get through. I will tell you the more difficult and creatively draining aspects of this are going to be what is product, the mission statement, and the vision statement. please check out the definitions of what each are in previous examples. Leyline does a great job of having a vision and a mission statement that are singular. End poverty, very specific, very straight and to the point. Other companies, you can see some examples here that take the long form approach. Often the vision statements have a three-pronged approach. We want to do this, A, B, and C. And what you want to remember with vision is that vision is evolving and it's forward-looking. It's something that you're going to, proof of good may be, we want to end world hunger. We want philanthropy to be this, and this, but it has to be something that's forward-looking, that is not necessarily so directly tied to mission. The more fun part of the exercise is over in key messages in sound bites. So please, everybody who's on, join in and drop here. Are people having issues? Because I don't see a lot of participants.
I think people are still kind of getting familiar with how this thing works. That's what I'm imagining. But we do have 16 people on now, which is good.
Okay, great. Yeah, so please fill in, drop those in. I will say, let me take a look at my Miro. So for key messages, right? So you may have heard WAGMI, you may have heard us say do good, get paid. You may have heard us say profitable philanthropy or making philanthropy profitable and provable. These are brand overarching key messages that reinforce the mission, the vision, the values, the features and benefits. They are brand overarching messages, whereas sound bites could be, let's say, taglines or specific sound bites that you would use for a specific campaign, maybe for a specific oracle or for a specific audience. So the examples that I just kind of laid out quickly here, we all going to make it out of poverty and into power. That would be an example of a oracle specific campaign about ending poverty, but that may not be appropriate for ending world hunger or a literacy oracle or anything else, right? So the kids are going to be all right. This could be some of our work with the NBJC for LGBTQIA plus and at-risk trans individuals in Southern California, where the kids are going to be all right, may not be appropriate for other campaigns in the same way. So think of sound bites as campaign specific that are oracle or specific marketing campaign specific, taglines, that sort of stuff. Key messages are really brand overarching, but if we could get some dedicated thought into the mission, the vision, and what is the product that we are going to market with. We'll certainly bake all of these into the next brand messaging workshop. And again, the brand is an evolving thing. So what is true this week is not necessarily true tomorrow, but it's our job to follow the data, go with our gut and follow the data. And wouldn't be possible without all the other co-owners alongside me to be able to do so. So I encourage people, even if this meeting runs a little bit short, I think that we can probably leave this open for, another 12 hours or a day or so, Jeremy, and let people contribute at their leisure.
Yeah, I think so. I think what we'll do, we'll leave the link up available and probably keep it till the end of the week. And we'll post the link and kind of encourage people to contribute. But then lock it before the next DAO Hall, if that works.
That sounds great. I love it. Yeah, I love that. Oh, yeah. I forgot this one. This one. I like that. Stacks for good X. I forgot who come up with the game.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. And one thing I do want to emphasize as well is that the way we should always look at this DAO is that it's a constantly evolving animal and organism. So whatever direction we have today is not to say that this is now locked in stone and this is the path forever. There's always the ability for us to adapt and to change, because we just have to recognize that the world is constantly changing around us. So we'll continually do these types of exercises and revisit that. But again, I really want to emphasize is that you all have the power and the voice to shape this thing as you are participating and you see fit. And of course, the DAO core team is going to be driving a lot of this stuff regardless and making decisions and putting stuff out there. But what we're really trying to encourage is that this happens as a conversation. It's not us dictating to you, this is how it works. We want to make sure that you have this opportunity to challenge, assumptions and to introduce newer ideas. So yeah, please do participate. As you're getting passionate about it. It's beautiful. We're seeing people come in and add some post-its, so looks like making some progress. I know it's a technologically different tool here with Miro, but it is a pretty awesome tool.
Yeah, it's great. We're not in the office. We're all working remotely. Typically, we do these exercises, in a whiteboard room, give everybody different color post-it notes, go slam them on the board. But this is about as elegant as you can get. I'm a big fan of Miro. I did. Where else are we going? Sorry, I'm looking through the comments as well. I did want to say, so if you participated in the previous brand workshop, you may be familiar with what we typically do is after people have had some time to submit, we go back through as a group and we denote green check marks and red X's for what we do and what we don't like. And it gives us what you can see in part 2 of this Miro board, which is the results, right? So where do we align? Where do we differ? And where we differ may not be true today, but may be true tomorrow. So there's no wrong answers. Please submit, everything. And if you feel comfortable, you can tag your name to these as well with the right click. And just like that, like rah, be the change you want to see. And then we can have somebody kind of explain, well, what this, why they created it, what this means to them. Not picking on you, Rara. I think it's great. Thank God for Magic Keys. What else we got in comments here? Miro's it. Okay.
Yeah, and in case you want to tag yourself in a post-it, the way to do it is you left click on the post-it itself, and there's going to be a context menu that pops up. There's this little tag symbol over here, and then just go ahead and pop your name in. That's if you want to signify who submitted it.
So with respect to time, we got about 4.5 minutes left. Maybe we should open this up to Q&A and allow the co-owners and the prospective co-owners to drop their feedback here for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. I know there was one question that did pop up. I think it came from Mike. Mike, I believe you had a question around the amount of NFTs that you can purchase and the voting power associated with that. I think that's if I remember correctly. But do correct me if I'm wrong. To speak a bit about our strategy there. So on principle, if we were to just kind of distill it down to how we want to value, or rather like our position on setting up voting and influence. There's 2 pieces to it. One is certainly owning NFTs and being able to vote with that has a direct monetary correlation. So you could buy a bunch of NFTs on OpenSea, for example, and then all of a sudden that can give you a bunch of votes. I believe that what we are going to do is introduce a cap to the amount of votes that you can spend based off of some kind of monetary leverage that you have. And the way to actually enable people to still benefit from owning the NFTs and voting, but also amplifying the individuals that are really putting in work and adding value into the ecosystem, that's the area where I think we want to really put emphasis on and really to support. So what we'll end up probably having is we'll probably have a cap of the number of votes you can have based off the NFTs that you own, but we'll also enable additional ways to earn votes through your good point score, your leveling up of NFTs, And basically the amount of participation that you have in a DAO and participation that you have in the activities that we run. So over time, as you start to build that reputation and credibility, you'll essentially have more votes to cast. So I think that that's the way that we're going to start to introduce a bit more distribution of voting power, is actually not by restricting voting, but rather enabling more opportunities for people to gain voting power. And we would isolate those pathways to ways that you are doing good in society and helping others. So yeah, that's like a really key philosophical approach that we have, and that's kind of our core principles. And then over the course of the year, we're going to continue to experiment and introduce new features and rules and protocols and test them out and see, hey, is this solving a problem, and is this cultivating the right kind of participation? So the nice thing is, all this is going to be done transparently. So we'll be introducing these changes and modifications as proposals in discourse. We'll have some philosophical context around why we're proposing it, and then we'll implement it and people can vote that change in. There is also an important fail-safe for us too, which is on a white paper. And that is specifically addressing if there's a malicious attack and somebody basically sweeps the floor and introduces a proposal that's like, give me all the money and take everyone else's voting power away. The DAO core team does have a safety mechanism in place, which is essentially a veto right. So in the white paper, you'll see here, we have a governance still start. So in case something drastically bad happens that we know is bad for the community and bad for the DAO, we can take a proposal and veto it and say, even though this got all the votes and was approved, we have to decline it because it's not in the spirit of what we're trying to create here, and roll it back. And we'll introduce additional policies and procedures to mitigate that type of attack in the future. So this is kind of like a break in case of emergency situation. So we absolutely do not want to use this, but it is there just in case we need to recover from some kind of crazy shenanigans. So yeah, hopefully, Mike, that helps address some of the questions you have. But I'm a very, very strong believer in, we do not want to just like create a scenario where super rich get to make all the decisions and then box everybody out. That's very much what we're trying to solve. All right. Cool. We've got stuff. It's beautiful. I love it. Jeff, should we wrap up on this stuff for now? And maybe what we can do is, let's just continue sharing this with the rest of the community, because obviously, all of our European and Africa cohort aren't on the stream now because it's super late. So we do want to give them a chance to also participate. So we'll do a write-up and explain how to, go ahead and throw your ideas here. And it probably is worth us reconvening on the results at the next DAO Hall or after. How does that sound?
Yeah, I think again, these workshops are usually a couple hours a piece, but it's a very expensive workshop and they're creatively draining. I like to say, you're squishing your mind grapes into a fine wine, and they're really, if you follow spoon theory, they're really depleting on your creativity. So with respect to time, yeah, I'd be happy to follow this up again next week, and we can do our check mark stuff, and we'll leave this open for the next 24 hours for those that want to continue to contribute. Again, this is a collaborative effort. Me, myself, I'm one speaker amidst the owner of 500 co-owners amongst you all. And so what I think the DAO is, what Jeremy thinks the DAO is, what Leia, what Hans think the DAO is, that's a really non-representative sample. And so your input is incredibly it's incredibly important, because it's going to shape the DAO, and we're only as good as we are communicating and reaching out and tapping all of our resources. So thank you very much for everybody who has contributed to this. With respect to time, I know that I did want to turn it over to Hans here, but before we do, maybe you had some closing thoughts, or maybe Hans, you want to go first?
Yes, hello guys. Can you hear me clear? Yeah.
You're
I
coming
just want to
through.
get the pull-ups, right? So for those who joined, I think we're around 47, 45. So please take a screenshot right now of this stream and kindly send me a DM in Discord so I can drop the pull-ups to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hans.
And Hans, just to be clear, your Discord handle in the Proof of Good Discord is Han Solo. So DM Han
Yeah,
Solo.
it's Han Solo. Thank you.
All right, so everybody go make a bunch of noise for Hans. Thank you for tanking that. I appreciate it. We're gonna have to like figure out a nice way to automate these things. There are a lot of discussions in the on the back office, guys, to continue to like make the whole POAP dropping process much easier and simpler. But partly we want to avoid people like just gaming the system and just like popping in and hoovering up a bunch of POAPs because they are limited. So thanks for taking care of that, Hans. I really appreciate it.
Okay, with respect to time, we are 3 minutes over. Are there any other questions from the audience, or shall we shut it down?
Yeah, bring on the questions. Let's go. I feel like there's like dozens and dozens of comments and questions that just flew by. We like totally miss it. Oh, Raiden wants to see Hans. Hans, we got to see your beautiful face. Unless you don't want to dox yourself, which is totally cool. That is a very
taking
valid
a bath
question.
right now. So
You're taking a bath right now? What?
I mean, I haven't taken a bath, so my face is a mess. So maybe next time.
Oh my god, how amazing that'd be if you
Next
were
time,
taking
guys.
a bath during the DAO Hall. Oh god. I have to admit, I've been at a couple work meetings while I've been in the bathtub, so I'm not judging anybody.
Winston Churchill took his business meetings from the bathtub. Also, he made his secretary. He had the desk across the bathtub while he would, and then he made his secretary wait just outside of the corner of the bathroom.
That is fascinating.
So he could dictate. Yeah, It wasn't a small bathtub.
Yeah. Well, Winston Churchill wasn't a small guy either, so that probably makes a ton of sense. But did you know that there are actually quite a few health and cognitive benefits for very, very hot baths? I think when you stay for about 20 minutes or so in a hot bath, it actually elevates your entire metabolism because it's trying to deal with the heat. And it kicks off all these metabolic processes that burn calories, that boost your immune system, that create alertness, that clean out toxins. Like it's actually really, really beneficial. And also it's like, relaxes your muscles and all that stuff like that. So there's quite a bit of therapeutic benefit for hot baths, I have to say. And then there's also some traditions as well around taking a hot bath and then going into a cold water immediately after to kind of shock your body. So it triggers like even more therapeutic benefits. Anyway, totally random trivia. I don't know why I have all this like weird nonsense in my head, but there you go. Hopefully it helps somebody.
Oh, if you like that, you should come to our happy hours. They are
full of hot baths. Oh, the nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, the nuggets of wisdom, spilling the hot tea and the hot gossip and all the other fun stuff aside from the business that we're actually
That's
doing.
True. Last happy hour was pretty good. We got into mushrooms and psychedelics and governance. Yeah, some good stuff there. Natalie, thank you for the question. We haven't decided on a nickname yet. I think we're probably going to need to put up a poll and throw some options out there. We would love suggestions. Maybe we should do a contest, actually, Jeff. What do you think? Like, we should have a pick our nickname contest. Pagos is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think it's Poggers might have not a great connotation like in the gaming and like meme world. So we may not want to do that. There could be Poggies, there could be Pugs. Pugs could be interesting, and we could actually have a Pug set of NFTs and avatars that Pog Pugs maybe. But honestly, I'm really open to anything. And yeah, maybe we should do. I think let's do a contest and
All right.
Whoever like comes up with the coolest nickname, we should just reserve a pog pack for you or something like that. If that works.
It's a hot ticket item. I'm into it. Let's I think we got a community call tomorrow, so we can
Nice. Pogalands. Did they have that? Pogalands? Very interesting.
Golians.
Yeah. Hey, so yeah, I think we're probably ready to wrap up. Unless there's other questions. I love that question, Joe. Thank you for throwing out there. We're totally gonna do it. We do need a nickname. We need like an army. Like how BCC has a BCC army. We kind of need our own bit of like a rallying cry as well. So it's kind of crucial for community building. And so one thing I did want to close with is, we're constantly thinking about how can we really take this entire ecosystem and drive incredible utility, engagement, and value. So naturally, we've kind of built out this whole foundation around how do we prove good, how do we reward good, how do we build a DAO, how to build a treasury, how to have the protocol. So we are essentially creating all of these like really key mechanisms for developing this open protocol that can spread everywhere and to support and have some real measurable impact. So that's really key. But one of the latest revelations to us was with all this incredible data and this incredible source of truth that we have, what's the next step to really drive that engagement? And, what I think is like quite useful is that a lot of us have like an incredible background in game development and video games, like me in particular, but a lot of folks that are on a team and our network and our connections. So there is going to be this like renewed emphasis and push towards how do we gamify good and how do we make this like not just about earning and reputation and status and identity, but let's have some fun while we do it. So a few things that'll like happen is we're going to start to develop a lot of those key features and start to have some visuals. But if you look on our website on proofofgood.io, you can actually scroll down and take a peek at our future roadmap. So it's actually right over here. So a lot of this year is going to be focused on building those key foundations and having a sustainable business model and ecosystem. But eventually, this is going to grow into its own metaverse game and into its own metaverse world. And this is kind of the way I see a lot of Web3 projects eventually going down that route. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to have some really, really cool, interesting announcements here. We're going to be tapping into some heavy resources, and we're going to make this a ton of fun. So we may not just only do, making good deeds provable and profitable. It may be making it fun, provable, and profitable. So like really combining all those things together. So I just want to throw it out there, tease it. We got a lot of stuff happening on the back end and development, and we'll start to give some more updates on that soon. All right. Yes, AV, my DMs are totally open anywhere. You can hit me on Discord, hit me on Twitter, hit me on wherever. That is amazing to talk about, grants and partnered opportunities. Thank you. Let's do it. All right. Looks like we might be good. I hope you all got your POAPs. I hope you enjoyed the exercise. Hope you enjoyed learning a bit about Miro and other cool stuff. And we'll probably call it a night. Sound good, Jeff?
I think so. Let's see. Quick other. Can we add snapshot to the Proof of Good website? So many links to keep track of.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. We totally didn't do that. Yes, we're gonna solve that for you 100%. No problem. Computer tutorials. Love your name, by the way. It's very, very specific. All right, we are gonna get that taken care of. Thank you all very much, everybody. We're here every week. We're gonna, full transparency. We want to promote collaboration. Want to really reward the good. This month, our focus is getting the protocol live, so you can start to earn those good points on chain. We are looking like we're on track for that. Engineering is really starting to ramp up. So thank you all. Love you. Have a great night. Have a great day. Bye.